Hey guys, so here I am with the final reveal on my Tamiya Porsche 962 that I did up in the Camel livery, which you got a sneak peek of there for a half a second. Um, so yeah, this video. I'm gonna show the car off, and I'm kind of gonna give my thoughts on the kit because after building it, I've got some fairly strong thoughts on this kit and whether other people should buy it or not. But anyways, so here it is, the Camel Porsche 962 from 1988. Um, Boy, I'm 90% happy with how this came out. If anybody is on my Google Plus thing, or sees me on Google Plus, you'll have seen my question about how to possibly get the hazing off of my windshield there. When I clear coated it, the windshield hazed over, and as you can see there, it's hazy. Although I guess it's fitting. It's sponsored by Camel cigarettes. It looks like somebody's been smoking in the car. So, yeah, 90% of this of the end result I really like. I really like how it looks in these colors. Um, but there's a couple little issues with the kit that I don't. Well, there's a couple big issues with the kit that I don't like, and I also did not do a perfect build. I made a couple mistakes. The windshield there being one of them. But yeah, there's the car in all its fine glory. You can sort of see in there. Um, so yeah, my thoughts on this kit. So I'm not entirely sure who Tamiya was trying to appeal to with this kit. This is the first kit. This is the first Tamiya kit I've ever built where I will say I would not recommend it to anybody. The simple fact is, this kit is mostly there's not much to the kit, right? There weren't the parts count is not high. Um, the parts count is actually very low. And my biggest gripe is that the clear pieces that you see on this car were pre-installed from Tamiya, and I really kind of hate that. The biggest reason why I hate that, I was able to cover it up on the windows, but if you look at the headlight covers here, you see everything's this nice, gorgeous camel yellow, and then you see this white line. And you see that white line because with these clear pieces being pre-installed on white plastic, I had no way to paint that portion of the kit. And it's on both. It looks just looks shoddy. Yeah, I just, like I said, I don't know who Tamiya was trying to appeal to with this kit, because this kit as it comes in the box, yeah, it's a low part count, but where's my box top here? The that's what it's designed to look like out of the box. And this is not a beginner kit simply because there's a ton of masking to do to get this paint scheme. I wasn't avoiding this paint scheme. I bought this kit because I found it for like $20, and it I wanted another kit so I could do the camel livery, because I love that livery. I think it looks great. But so this kit, like, there's a low parts count, which makes you think that they tried to appeal to beginners, but there's no way a beginning modeler is going to be able to get that paint scheme down right. They're just not. I mean, you've got all these paint masks. They do give you the paint masks, but, and I just dropped a bunch of shit on the floor. They give you all these paint masks, but you got to cut them out and you got to get them in the right spot. Otherwise, it's going to look terrible. And so, you know, you get this mostly pre-built. Well, not mostly, but you get a low parts count model that has the clear pieces pre-installed on it. Sorry, I'm trying to pick things up off the floor. And then it's got this, you know, out of the box, it's got a fairly complex paint scheme that a beginner's not going to be able to pull off. I don't know what Tamiya was going for. The end result is a kit that is just not good enough. You know, the interior, the cockpit details, if you could see them, look okay. You know, they look all right. But there's just not much to it. And then in the back, like, there's a suspension, there's a full suspension back there, but there's no motor, which is fine because, you know, none of this is removable. I don't know. I don't know what they were going for. And then there's errors on the kit itself. The biggest one that I've sort of fixed, or I've fixed it as well as I can. Looking straight down like that, you can see the two wing mirrors. This wing mirror mounted up just right. It went into the perfect spot. This one, when I mounted it, it was tipping towards the front of the car. I basically just had to sit there and sand it I had to sand that base piece at an angle to get it so that it was tipped back in the proper position. Otherwise, as it was, like I said, this was way out here and it looked terrible. If we look at it down here, you can see that it's still got a little bit of a weird angle to it. This one sits up, is cocked up a little bit higher than the other. It looks, I mean, it's not terribly noticeable, but it still bugs me. Mistakes that I made, well, obviously that one. The other mistake that I made was when I was doing the decals. And so the decals that I used on this were from Decal Pool, and 98% of them are super high quality. But where I screwed up was I started looking at this decal guide to kind of help me with the placement. And if you look at that Michelin decal there, it shows it kind of partially over by the headlight, which is where I placed it. You know, according to the guide, I have it in the right spot. However, because I was being dumb, I wasn't checking with the reference pictures that I was using off the internet. And that decal should be centered between here and this edge of this light. So, you know, my own fault. It's kind of a bad decal guide that they give you, but it's still my own fault for not double checking. Other than the stupid hazing the window and that, I didn't make any major mistakes on this. But, so the decals. Again, really nice, really high quality decals that laid down really nicely. They look great. They're, you know, perfectly registered. But they give you Michelin decals for the tires with the kit. And I showed this to James Duff as I was building it. The decals they give you for this kit are not even close to 1/24 scale. He suggested that they're 43rd scale. They probably are, because they did not fit on there. The arc was way too narrow to fit on there. They were wrong. They were the wrong size decals. Fortunately, I have a bunch of spare decals in my parts box here, and I was able to slap some Michelin logos on there that fit. But yeah, so there was that, and I feel like there was one other thing that I wanted to point out that I'm not able to think of right now. Yeah, the other mistake that I made, you can kind of see it right there, and then right You can see it in that little corner there. On the inside of the clear piece, before I mounted the headlights in there, somehow I got some overspray, some paint overspray in there, and I didn't notice it until I had glued the glued the headlights in there into place and forever sealing the overspray into its position. It's not super noticeable. I notice it because it bugs me. But yeah, all in all, I'm 90% happy with how this thing came out. I just, man, my mistake on the windshield is what's bothering me the most. And you know, this kit, all in all, avoid it. Get a Hasegawa kit because you'll actually get something to build. Get yourself one of these because there's actually stuff. There's an actual kit in there to build, and you know the details on this kit are just as good as they're actually probably better than what came in this Tamiya kit. It's really weird. I mean, you know, Tamiya, they're known for putting together really, really awesome kits, and this is just not one of them. I mean, it's not terrible by any means, but it's definitely disappointing. The pre-installed glass being the biggest thing. But yeah, there it is. I'm, you know, again, 90% happy with it. My own mistakes and then the little issues with the kit are what are bothering me. These holes that you see, there's mounting pins to mount this. I can actually just pull this right off, I think. Yeah. So yeah, there's a little shot of the interior. And the interior, you know, the cockpit in the driver's compartment looks nice. You know, it came out well. I detailed it up really nicely, and then I fucked up the windshield so you can't really see any of it. And then so here you got the rear suspension, but no motor. Yeah, you know, just again, I'm not sure where Tamiya was trying to go with this, because it's just kind of it feels like a really half-assed kit is what it feels like. Maybe they were going after the Revell market of the Revell and their pre-built, you know, some of their pre-built cars or something. I don't know, but this not a kit I would recommend to anybody. Unfortunately, it pains me to say that because I genuinely think that 99% of Tamiya's kits are amazingly well done stuff, but this isn't one of them, kids. But yeah, you know, I'll be happy to throw it into a display box and put it up along with my other cars. Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. Really bummed about that windshield. Well, some people had suggested trying to polish it out. That the more I think about it, the more that probably, I don't know, that may have worked, that may not. You know, I don't know. Gil over at Red Dragon Model Works has a spare windshield in his parts bin that he was going to spray with. So this happened using Aqua Gloss. I don't know that Future would have done that, or you know whether it would have or not. But that was Aqua Gloss that hazed up on me like that, which I was a little bit surprised. Aqua Gloss has been, to this point, pretty flawless with everything that I've used it on. But Gilbert has a spare windshield that he was going to try spraying some Aqua Gloss on to see what he could come up with that would pull that stuff off once it's dry without, you know, damaging the windshield too much. So we'll see what he comes up with as a solution. But yeah, I'm calling mine done. It's yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm just, you know, disappointed in myself for not, you know, hindsight being 2020. I obviously should have left the window masks on there and put the window decals on after it was finished. But live and learn. On to the next project. What's the next project? That's the next project. But yeah. anyways, there it is. I'm going to put up a little slideshow at the end of this. And thanks for watching, everybody. And next week is the model show over in Chicago. I am planning on attending. I'm going to drive over there. I'm looking forward to meeting Andy and Gil and everybody else. So, anyways, there it is. It's done. I'm slightly disappointed. But hey, they can't all come out perfect. So, yeah. All right. I'm getting slightly depressed looking at it. No, I'm not. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time with probably a bunch of crap that I bought. Bye.